Welcome to TRS Clips. It's for all you guys whose attention spans are reduced because of short form content. This is the highlights channel. Enjoy the video and make sure you consume a bunch of highlights. Binge watch TRS Clips. After speaking to archaeologists, I've learned that when you look at carvings in temples, they're always messages for future generations. And everything erodes other than stone.
Oh, yes.
Stone erodes the
Yes.
slowest.
Yes.
If you want a message to go really far ahead in terms of time, you put it in a temple or you put it in a monument.
This is a brilliant point that the archaeologists made, right? Each and every carving a sculptor made 1,000 years ago would have been like his own child, right? He's not going to make something random, right? So it's very hard for humans to understand this. Why they carved all these things in stones, right? Why they carved these things in temples. So let me ask you, like, what is a temple?
I used to say it's a place of worship. Now I say it's some sort of a time capsule.
Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. Actually. Today, when we think about temples, right? Let's say some locals are building a temple. Their discussion is funny. They're thinking like, oh, how many people in this area worship Shiva? How many people in this area worship Vishnu? Maybe we should put like a Krishna statue because that's what people worship, right? So they're almost having a business meeting about how to build a temple, right? And they put an idol there in the center and they'll put a huge donation box, in a very prominent place, right? This is a hundi. We all know this. And then they'll see how they can make events. So it runs as a business, right? This is what happens today. But when you enter an ancient temple or when you start seriously analyzing an ancient temple, you get a completely different perspective, right? Your first impression when you start to analyze a temple is that you start to look at the bottom, you see animals, okay? Not just like a row of elephants or like a row of lions or something like that. No, like you'll see a baby elephant drinking milk from its mom. That's weird, right? You've never seen that. I don't even know. Actually, elephants do that. Baby elephants drink milk from their moms. But why would that be carved in a temple, right? Where you're supposed to worship God, right? It turns out that they had a completely different system and they had a different thought process when they built temples. It turns out that a temple can be split into multiple levels from the bottom to the top. At the bottom, you will always see animals. Okay, why? Let's say you're taking a 5-year-old child. This child is like this small, right? He's walking around. He can only see this level, right? What is he naturally interested in? What is this child naturally going to look at? If you give him a TV, right? What is he going to watch? He's going to be naturally interested in animals. This was the Animal Planet or Discovery Channel back in the day. And they're putting this in stone. And some of them are hilarious, like Cartoon Network. Like you'll see a goat, you'll see a monkey riding a goat, like a man riding a horse. Monkeys do that. Monkeys ride on goats. That's what monkeys do. And they put that in a stone 1,000 years ago. And if you're a child, that's all you're going to see. You're going to have the best time, ever in an ancient temple, right? If you're between 6 and 10, they have a different level for that. You're going to be naturally interested in music. You're going to be interested in dance. You're going to see carvings of people playing musical instruments. You're going to see all the carvings of that. And if you're between 11 and 15, you're going to see a lot of science and technology. You're going to see there's a sundial in Konark Temple where you can put a finger and you can tell the time accurately down to 1 minute. Okay, that's more than 800 years old. And it is in that level. It's between 11 to 15. And you can still go there. You can put a finger there and you can say, oh, now it's like 2:33. Okay. So you're going to find science and technology between that level, and between 16 and 20, as you grow, right? You're going to see carvings of war, administration, politics. You will see people like wrestling. You'll see people taking flags, and you'll see people fighting. You'll see all the stuff in that level. And from 21 to 25, you're going to see a lot of erotica. You're going to see a lot of lovemaking. There are various carvings. And people don't understand that, right? Why are temples having this? Blah, blah, blah. No, it's part of your life. This is the time when you're naturally interested in that, in that field.
Normalizing sex.
Yeah, this is normal, right? Everybody does it. Why shouldn't we talk about this, right? And that's how free, the ancient Indian society was. They put a lot of erotica. In many places, they show what is right and what is wrong. People don't understand that. It's not only just about erotica, okay? They show how women give birth. They show how women give birth. And they did it standing.
Really?
Yeah, people, and 100 years ago, Europeans saw these same carvings. And they were saying that, oh my God, these Indian women gave birth standing, right? Why didn't they even have a bed? Today, this is the recommended practice because they advise women to give birth while standing because gravity does half the work. Okay, and then you don't need all the vacuum pullouts and all that stuff. It's beneficial for both the mom and the baby if you give birth while standing. And it's not only just giving birth like that. After giving birth, and this carving is again in Konark, you will see women standing like putting their legs wide and standing under fire. Okay, there'll be like a small little fire and they'll be standing on top of it. And many people did not know this. Like, what is this carving? What is this showing? But when we traveled in Odisha, we saw a tribe called Bonda. And these people actually do this every time they give birth to a child. This is the way of disinfecting. They put certain plants and herbs and they kind of, they burn it and they let that smoke go in to disinfect and cauterize. This is the thing. And they have documented all this stuff in stone. So a temple is not just a place of worship, right? So they've divided them. Like if you're, 0 to 5, this is what you see. If you're 5 to 10, this is what you see. And if you're 20 to 25, you see. And only above that level, you see gods. So the temple was never built as a place of like just worship. It was built as a Wikipedia in stone or like a town museum in stone. And why did they do it in stone? Exactly what that person was telling you. Because if you write it in a leaf, if you put it in a painting, that can be easily destroyed. The temples are still standing. Most of the temples, like you can see all the cuts and destruction in the carvings. People tried to destroy the temples, but the ancestors knew that even after destruction, the structures would stand.
Thank you for watching. Our team spends a lot of time curating playlists just for you. So make sure you check out all the playlists that we've created on TRS Clips if you want to speed up your learning process.